success stories told by the people who lived them.
We're going to have some guests on this show that everybody knows, and we're going to have guests on this show that nobody knows yet.
One by one, Nick Hyder is adding hits to the hit streak.
Blessings, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Hit Streak. I am your man, Nick Hyder. And folks, we're getting right into it today. Buckle up. This guy needs no introduction. He's an author, speaker, sports executive, investor, and his life's mission is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Folks, welcome the man himself, David Meltzer. David, how we doing, baby?
I think fabulous would be an understatement, man. I can tell you that there's no place I'd rather be. What I'm looking for in that mission is people like you, Nick. So I'm searching actually and seeking people like you that I know. People say that's a pretty big objective in life, to empower over 1 billion people. In other words, to change the world. And it's not a solo mission. You see, I couldn't get there but for meeting and speaking to people like you in your community, because it takes 1,000 Nick Hyders to empower another 1,000 people, empower another 1,000 to get to 1 million. So 1,000 times 1,000 is 1 million, 1 million times 1,000 is 1 billion. That's how I'm going to get there. It's not some narcissistic, egotistical, I'm going to change the world. It's we're going to change the world by learning how to make a lot of money, to live in abundance, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun.
There it is, baby. All right, David. So the practice of giving, right? You give to receive. I know that's something I've heard you mention a lot lately, and I really want to get into that because as a man of faith, it's something that my pastor speaks about on the regular, right? And so there's probably a big misconception in you give to get. Is that really how it works?
No, that's a scarce mentality. That's not a faithful mentality. It is true, the more you give, the more you get. It is true, the more you give, the more you'll receive. But it's stopping the biggest givers in the world from continuing to live in faith. And see, people with faith believe one thing: there's more than enough of everything for everyone. There's a unified, infinite system that we all belong to, and we're all loved, protected, and promoted by that system. Even more than our mom would love, promote, except for it's an omniscient and all-powerful God that does it. And so what happens is, and this happened to my mom where it really came to fruition for me. Recently, I had to put my mom into assisted living. Okay. And she couldn't afford it, which is going to be a big problem in America. And she was heartbroken. She said, I feel so bad, honey, that you have to pay for all this. And I don't need to stay in such a nice place. I don't need, this beautiful in San Diego on the water with culinary. And I said, but Mom, my whole life, all I wanted to do was provide for you.
That's right.
The way you provide for me. And I said, but how is it all of a sudden? My mom was a 2nd grade teacher. She raised 6 kids on her own. She packed our dinner in a paper bag, 6 of us, 5 boys and 1 girl, and then filled up turnstiles at convenience stores with greeting cards just so I could eat. Wow. How is it that this woman who gave to her children, gave to her 2nd graders, her Sunday school, who gave to her community? My mom also told me recently that when my dad left in 1976, that she couldn't get a credit card because women weren't allowed to apply for credit. That's not that long ago. And my mom fought for the rights of women so that they could apply for credit cards. So that my 3 daughters, 24, 22, and 19, can bankrupt me by using their credit cards. But I said to myself, why is it the first responders, the vets, right, the teachers, why do they have nothing? If God's telling me the more that I give, the more I receive. And so I went on a mission to figure this out, and I did. And now I can tell people about it. Here's how it works. Everybody has 100% of what they have. And the good people, they give 100% of what they have. And what happens is, it's not the more you give in the Bible, the more you receive. It says specifically, the more you give, the more you're given.
Well, I think the Lord blesses you with what he thinks you're ready to, or he knows you're ready to receive, right?
Exactly. But the problem is most people aren't, they're not motivated to, one, be aware of what they're given. So through gratitude and forgiveness, we can elevate our awareness of what we're given. When we're seeking the light, the love, and the lessons and everything, you're going to find that you're given more. But even worse than not being aware of, through gratitude and forgiveness, to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything and everyone, we feel bad. Like my mom, I feel so bad receiving. I don't feel worthy of receiving. I feel guilty of receiving.
Yeah.
And so here's the math. And this is what excites me. I'm a math guy, right, Nick? So I have 100% of what I have and I give it all away. That's a pretty good person.
Yeah.
Now, according to the abundant, infinite universe, I give 100% and I receive, I'm given more. So I'm given 102%.
Yeah.
Now, one, if I don't have gratitude and forgiveness, I won't be aware of all 102%. But most of the people are even aware. The good people, they're aware of it because they got gratitude.
Right.
But here's what they do. Oh, that's too much. I'm not worthy. I don't want, I feel guilty. So just give me, 99% back. Well, then now my 100% becomes 99% of what it used to be.
Yeah.
And even though I give 100% my whole life, pretty soon I'm just giving 99% and then 98%. And then 97, because the math is I'm giving 100%, but I'm only taking 99% of the new 100%.
Right.
And then I wonder why when I'm 80 years old, I don't have anything. I've given it all away. So what I encourage people to do is not only through gratitude, forgiveness, and accountability, find the light, the love, and the lessons of what we're given.
Wow.
But receive it all.
That's right.
And not only receive it all, take that 101% and then know that you live in an abundant universe. So ask for even more. Say, hold on a second. 101% is not enough. I want 102%. And of course, because God loves you more than your own mom. Oh yeah. What's an extra percent for you? You can have it. And so when everyone else is going 98, 97, 96, you're going 101, 102, 104, 108, 116. So when you leave this journey, you have more than enough of everything for everyone. And they're able to continue your legacy in the same respect. And so I'm here on my mission, not only to teach people how to make all that money, but to help people and to have fun with it, but to create a legacy that's perpetual by teaching them the more you give, the more you're given. And the more you need to receive and even ask for even more. That's what our faith tells us. That's what abundance is. And that's more than enough of everything for everyone.
I want to thank all of our loyal fans that spread across all 50 states and 14 different countries. It's absolutely amazing. Folks, help us keep spreading the word, right? Share your favorite episodes with friends and make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the Hitstreak on all digital platforms. Thanks again, and we look forward to more. I'm reminded of I love Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, right?
Me too.
And when they were showing in, I guess it was the one of the first or second season of a show that they were showing him post-surgery, one of the surgeries, where he saw his foot for the first time, his leg. And I got goosebumps watching. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and my wife and I are sitting there, and he looks at his foot for the first time. He says, "Oh, Lord," and he says, "God's got me. God's got me." And what I've found is the gifts are in the challenges, the gifts are in the tribulations and the trials, because of what you learn, and that's what you receive on the other side, is whether it be knowledge, a relationship. True or false, David? Do you agree with this? One, life is fair. Everybody's price is just different.
I agree.
Right. And then the other one is there's zero breaks. No, the good luck or that guy got his lucky break or whatever. They all stemmed from a relationship.
Very true. And I also believe along that line of thinking that pain, struggles, setback, failures, and mistakes are indicators that you have to give it a different meaning. And it's the meaning that promotes and protects us. So pain, setbacks, failures, mistakes, defining moments, historical relevances, they're all indicating to you got a better place to be, better position to be in. And here's the difficulty that people have, is that the behavior of today is not aligned with, nor do you have the capability of understanding or knowing the outcomes and results, consequences of today from the behaviors of today. We're not capable of. So what happens? People quit. And what the distance between the behaviors of today and the outcomes that you want are better require two things. Wisdom, which comes from the pain, setbacks, failures, and mistakes, and people helping you and you helping people. And then the second component, in order to reduce or shorten the distance of resistance between your behaviors and the outcomes that you want are better, faith.
Absolutely.
So pain to me is indicating, okay, I got to get more wisdom and I got to have more faith. Because if you don't have wisdom and faith, you're going to quit. And where most people, like I put math to everything. So we're not aware of how our behaviors are creating outcomes until we're 25% of the way there. 99% of the people quit a behavior, a good behavior, because they don't see the outcomes fast enough. And so they don't realize the instant gratification of good behavior is called good progress.
Got it.
And good progress added on good progress finally equals good outcomes. Bad behavior works against us. Bad behavior instantly creates bad progress. But it's not until it keeps adding up bad progress, that we're aware of the outcomes that it causes.
Absolutely.
So we don't quit the bad ones, but we quit the good ones because we don't ever think the bad outcomes are coming from the bad behavior. And we don't have faith that the good outcome of good behavior is creating good outcomes. So 25%, let's say it takes you 10 years to get to 25%. I'm finally aware. I had faith and wisdom. Wow, I'm getting somewhere. It only takes 5 more years to get to 50% of the way there.
Yeah.
The sad thing is 99% of the 1% quit before the 5 years. Then it's only 2.5 years till we're 100%, a year and a quarter before we're 200%. This is why people, right, always say you're an overnight success. And whether it's Messi, whether it's Elon Musk, whether it's Branson, they'll tell you, yeah, I'm a 17.5 year overnight success.
That's right. That's right. The Rob Dyrdek said something that really resounded with me too, because I've watched so many people do it. Like people don't quit if they clearly know, if they quit for one of 2 reasons. They don't believe that they can actually achieve whatever it is that they're dreaming about, or they don't believe that the opportunity is actually real, right? It's going to be one of the 2 things. And Rob Dyrdek said, I've never found anybody that could see their goal and they believed in it and they knew how long it was going to take to get there, and then they quit.
Right. He's so true. And I'm a good friend of mine as well. And we have a great conversation about time. Our love language is time. We're both time freaks. But it's so interesting how the intention is what Rob's talking about.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone that knew what they want, who they can help and who can help them, and how to get it done, and then put what they do, say, think, feel, and believe behind it, that it doesn't equal the consequences, the outcomes, the karma, and the luck that they wanted in their life.
Gotcha.
The word coinciding, right, it is coincidence. If you want the coincidences in your life, then pay attention to what you want, know what you want, who can help you, and how to get it done. Do, say, think, feel, and believe towards what you want. Your life will coincide, and the consequences and the coincidences will occur. The karma and luck is yours.
No doubt. No doubt. The Hit Streak is powered by our partners at HitLab Creative Studios. Whether it's launching your brand new podcast, rebranding your current podcast, or taking advantage of any of their other content packages specifically for your social media needs, the Hit Lab is a one-stop shop for you. Visit hitlabstudio.com for more. One of the things that I love hearing you speak about the most, and it's something that, like you mentioned time a minute ago, right? And that's probably one of the most underutilized and abused gifts that we have here, right? As far as we'll manage the hell out of our money, but we don't manage the hell out of our time. And I would say you're as good as anybody at learning how to collapse and multiply time. All right, talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, it started with the rule of 64 that I created, the power of 64 with desperation to make money. So I graduated law school, and instead of taking a law job for 150, because I was an oil and gas litigator, I took a job for commission to sell legal research online in 92.
Okay.
My mom thought it was a fad. Justice Scalia even told me nobody will ever do research on the internet. You need books. So there's a lot of doubting going on in the internet. But, I told myself, they gave me a $250,000 comp plan out of law school.
Okay.
So I'm a best option guy. Like my faith is best option, right? Something bigger than me, loves me more than my mom. That's a good option. So I took the better option. But I looked at everybody else that was doing it, and I said, how am I going to get there? And I said, I know I'm not that experienced. I don't have any relationships. I haven't paid any dummy tax yet. I'm $100,000 in debt from law school. How am I going to get there? I said, time. I said, I am going to be productive twice as much time. So if they said, if you average 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, David, of being productive, we think you can get to 250 grand. So I said, oh, well, that's easy. I'm going to do 16 hours of productivity.
That's right.
Right? That's easy. Now I've cut it in half.
That's right.
Then I said, I'm going to be a student of this. I'm going to be more efficient. So I'm going to be efficient with my time, which will make my 16 hours of productivity 32 hours of productivity a day. So now it got easier. Then I said, I'm going to be a professional. I'm a sports guy, and I know one thing about sports because I played college football.
Okay.
And I played college football by being statistically successful, by being a professional, by getting better at what I do. Even though my talent, right, your skills and your knowledge are your basement, it's your desire that hits your ceiling. But in sports, your ceiling is determined by genetics and energetics.
That's right.
Too. Your speed, your height, your talent. So I almost reached my potential by understanding statistical success. So if everyone else was selling 1 out of 10 people, I was going to learn how to sell 2.
Absolutely.
I was going to make it my profession.
Absolutely.
And so what happened was that 32 hours of productivity became 64 hours of productivity. This is where it all started. And then I'm a consistent, persistent person pursuing my potential of making enough money to buy my mom a house and a car. So I'm going to do it every day without quit and literally pursue my potential. So I did it 7 days a week. And so when I made $1 million 9 months out of law school, and I performed 3 times next to the guys who had way more experience than me,
That's right.
they gave me all these awards and they're like, oh my God, you were incredible. And I looked at the vice president, at 24 years old, and I said, I know, but I didn't hit my number. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you said in 1 year, my number of productivity was 250,000. I said, I had 11 years of productivity to hit a million. If you do the math, I'm not on your schedule.
That's right.
Right? And because your work literally 60, that's 8 days times 7. I was 56 days productive every week. I beat them with time.
That's right.
So I started on that journey of understanding how to utilize time of today in a trajectory of where I wanted to be or better, not where other people want, not what's missing, not what I don't have in faith.
Yeah.
By learning from the past and aligning it with it. One of the other great mindset things I have with time, this one blows people away because they never think of it. How do I stay present and get the most out of my day? You know what I say to myself? I am guaranteed 24 hours a day, every day of my life.
Come on.
Except for my last.
That's right.
Only day I'm going to get cheated is my last day. Hopefully I'll die in my sleep. I won't even know the few hours I'm cheated. But if I should pass in the morning, I'm only cheated like 16 hours in my whole life.
That's right.
But I live my day. I'm guaranteed this 24. So I'm going to be productive, accessible, accessing what I want and accessible to others to give it and grateful. I'm looking every day. And then I schedule non-negotiable sleep, non-negotiable family, finance, fitness, faith, and time, which leaves me, that's 10 hours. 14 hours to do whatever I want. So my job is to prioritize the abundance that I'm given. Activity I got paid for, not paid for, sleep, not sleep, and then planned and unplanned. One last piece of advice, because I know I'm rambling.
I love it. Come on, baby.
This is my favorite tip I give people. If you're not studying, and I'm saying pay attention and give an intention to the empty space of what you don't have planned equal to studying what you do have planned, you're making a big mistake because that empty space in your calendar is like a VIP parking place to whatever event you're attending. Meaning, imagine when you go to Costco at noon on a Saturday and they were saving you a spot right in the front. Imagine how much time you save, how much productive you are. Well, that's what that is every day for you. It's a VIP parking place to whatever events occur. Because one thing about making a good plan according to time, if you want to make God laugh at you, come up with a well-developed plan. But if you want to prepare for God, if you want to prepare for God's lessons, then have a parking place for God's lessons, which is the empty space in your calendar, studying it so you know where it's at. So when the in-laws come in town, the flat tire comes, or you have a 6-day snowstorm in Nashville, you know that you have a front row parking space to prioritize and reprioritize your time.
That's right. The Hit Streak is powered by Team Hyder. Team Hyder has been serving you for 11 years and has racked up over 20 national and local awards for excellence in all areas. When it comes to finding the right health plan, we need to consider your family's needs and your family's budget. That's what we do to serve you. To look further and to book an appointment, visit teamhyder.com. You know, I feel like God has to sometimes remove things from your life to make room for what he really wants you to be doing, right?
For putting you in a better place.
All right, so let's talk about, I got a book right here, folks. If you're watching with us today, you can see it right here. It's called Connected to Goodness, right? So manifest everything you desire in business and life. Talk to me a little bit about this book right here, David, and I know you got a little gift for everybody today.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my first book. And what I want to do, I'm a very pragmatic person. I always say the blessing I have is I was an ignorant, arrogant businessman first who learned spirituality in faith. Because if I had faith first, I want to learn the framework to help the people that are lost. You have to meet people where they're at. And I get to meet people where they're at because I've been there. That's right. I went to my mom. I said, Mom, I don't believe in God. Well, I lost over $100 million. I said, Mom, I don't believe in God. She said, oh, you do, son. She said, you just believe in the wrong God. And so I use my practical experience in life to create a framework, right, with different principles and key elements to walk you through. If you don't have faith, if you don't have wisdom, I combine both faith and wisdom pragmatically to say, if you really want to get what you want in a trajectory, in a divine direction towards where you think you want to be or better, then follow the instructions, because the fastest and easiest way to get to where you want to be is find someone that's already there, ask them for directions.
That's
and
right.
The second way is to find someone, and that's what the book does, find someone that wants to be where you're at and help them get to where they want to be. Those are the two fastest ways. So I put that together in the book, a simple, easy, evergreen book, and I actually give it to everyone. I give it to everyone so that they can stop being a tube, right? Most people live in nothingness, food in, food out. The myth of Sisyphus, rolling a boulder to the top of the hill just to have it roll down.
That's right.
I'm going to make your nothingness into a possibility, your possibility into a probability, your probability into your participation in a perspective of wisdom and faith. And then instead of searching for your why, I promise you, you read that book, I promise you, instead of searching for your why, you're going to apply your why like you and I do, Nick. Every day we're applying our why, not only living in spirit, inspired by wisdom and faith, but sharing it with others and inspiring them as well. That's why I'm one of the only people on earth, right? I sell hundreds of thousands of copies. I sell hundreds of thousands of copies, but no one is ever sold by me, because you know what I do? I give it away. And for your community, I'm going to pay for shipping, pay for the book. I will sign it if you want to devalue it, but people like me to sign it. I ruined his wall up there. He had me sign his wall, but I will sign my book, send it to you, pay for shipping in the book. And please give them to your friends. Tell your friends that Dave Meltzer will send them the same way. Here's how God works. So more we give, the more we're given. Last year, I gave over 20,000 books away and sold over 100,000.
Incredible.
I've never asked anyone to buy it.
Incredible.
I tell them my book is free. I'm not one of those guys that are going to make you pay for shipping either. Ebook, audiobook, or the print book, over 20,000 of the print.
Wow.
I don't know how many ebooks and audiobooks are out there because I give them away.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. All you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you can't find me, DM me, Google me. I'm the only David Meltzer out there that is everywhere. But I promise you, I'm giving you something that you'll be given.
No doubt.
And receive it.
And I can promise you, this is the next book my 14-year-old's going to be reading, because that's something we do together.
Let me know.
Oh, I'll send you screenshots of of the notes he takes. I promise I will.
And the questions.
Doubt. Absolutely. Folks, we've been hanging with the man himself, David Meltzer, dmeltzer.com, on Instagram, @David Meltzer. David, I can't thank you enough for the time. Any final closing remarks for everybody, brother?
Two things, especially for your 14-year-old. Number one, ask for help. Right? That's the whole idea of giving and being given. You got to ask. That's what prayer is. It's an ask. It's an ask of somebody that's bigger than you, that loves you more than my mom. So they're going to give you to put what you need to put you in a better place.
That's right.
Your mom is not going to make you, you can ask for McDonald's every day. Your mom is not going to give it to you, because that's not going to put you in a better place. She's going to give you all the things you need to put you into a better place.
No doubt.
If you reach out to go touch a fire, she's going to slap your hand and yell at you. But that pain is an indicator that you're going to get burned.
That's right.
So if you're not getting the deals, you're not getting what you think you want, promise you are. And it's indicated by the pain, struggles, and setbacks and failures. And secondly, just be kind. That's what I wrote up on that wall with my signature. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. And I promise you, everything that you give will be given more.
The Hit Streak is powered by Rack Financial. When it comes to your credit card merchant processing, Rack Financial is efficient, reliable, and trusted. At the end of the day, when it comes to processing your credit card payments, they make it simple, the way it's supposed to be. Check out Rack Financial. Well, David, this is one of the most impactful, even shortest episodes that we've ever shot. This is a dynamite 25 minutes, brother.
Thank you for providing me an opportunity to share.
Man, thank you much for being here. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you tonight and just continuing the conversation, brother. I really do. I really appreciate it, man. Truly.
I appreciate you, and thanks for joining my community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other. I promise we're going to be long-time friends.
Absolutely. Folks, the man himself, once again, David Meltzer, dmeltzer.com, online and on Instagram at David Meltzer. Once again, make sure you take advantage of the offer on the book. You will be blessed, right? Folks, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Hit Streak. I'm your man, Nick Hyder. God bless.